The Sukin, first of all, this brand, I want to personally DM this brand to tell them that I am so grateful that they exist. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. The question of the day is, am I still picking? Short answer, yes. Long answer, technically no, like it's gotten better, but the short answer is yes, because as we know, it is a marathon and not like the half mile or half, what is it, 10-mile marathon. No, like this is like the Boston Marathon. You know, like it's never ending. So with that being said, I am still picking, and there has been things that have gotten better. I have switched up some products because, I mean, I think it kind of works in my favor because in general, I think you're supposed to kind of switch up your products every now and then so that your body doesn't get too used to whatever you're using. So that works in my favor because I definitely switch up my products based off of like how I'm reacting to things. But this is probably the best set of products that I've been using, where I can say I haven't had any like irritation breakouts. I haven't had any of that in a minute. And I'm like, oh, let me find out, like I found the remedy, you know? I limited myself as much as I could because that's my biggest setback with my picking, is getting irritations on like my chest and back and all that. And then I mess with it because it's there for me to mess with. So if I eliminate not having anything, it kind of helps, even though we know you can pick at absolutely nothing. But I do think it's helped me to stop like mapping my body out, which is great. So in general, my hair is wild. In general, the main thing I feel like mentally helped me, because obviously the goal is to just stop, but I do think that it's deeper than just the physical act. I think it's a mental thing. It has to do with anxiety. It has to do with all types of things. I think mine is mainly linked to anxiety, and I kind of gained that knowledge from therapy. So after speaking with my therapist, I mean, of course, she referred me to a doctor who then was wondering whether or not I should go to a dermatologist. But the doctor was saying they would recommend me some type of medicine that is supposed to help like lighten my scars or like reduce irritation. I'm not really big on medication, especially when I can't pronounce it or don't understand what it is. So for me, I never used it. I got the product and I just kind of slid it under my cabinet, and I have not put it on my body because I'm like, no, thank you. For me, it was like a trigger. It was making me think of like Proactive, because Proactive, I think, was such a harsh product that I feel made my body dependent on said product. Like, I really didn't have that bad of acne when I wanted it. I just saw it on the TV screen and they were advertising it so well when I was like a preteen or whatever. And I was like, Mom, like I need that. I have acne. I did not have acne like that, but after using it, oh. And maybe but I've been told that by multiple people. I know personal people, like close friends, that have used it and had the same results. So I'm just kind of weary of like really strong medication or like really strong ingredients, because I don't want my body to then like depend on it or have some type of like negative reaction. So I just don't use it. Anywho, after speaking with my therapist for a while, she wasn't too versed on dermatillomania. As you know, it's new. It's not new, but it's new enough to where it's not well known across the board. So she was still having to do her own research on it, but she was saying it definitely aligned with that. And she felt like a big part of it had to do with my anxiety, which makes sense because, I mean, the act of picking is kind of like a release, and I do bite my nails. I mean, I've stopped kind of with biting my nails, but I still bite them to a certain degree. And I feel like this was almost like a part of that. So I feel like, but I will say that after speaking with my therapist for some time, it kind of helped my anxiety, which I think in return helped my picking a little bit. Like, I'm not saying it stopped whatsoever, but I feel like I haven't really felt the urge as badly, and I think it's because I'm a lot more calm in myself. Like, I'm not, I mean, my thoughts still race, don't get me wrong, but they're just not as, I think, intense as they were. I think she validated a lot of the things I would worry about. I feel like I talked about things I don't feel like I've, either if I talked about it, I just didn't get to vent in the way that I vented to her. So I feel like that helped me release, like it helped me release a lot of things that I was like kind of just like harboring. But that being said, I do feel like after a while I did notice a shift in my urge to pick. Like it just wasn't as intense. And that I think has contributed to where I'm at now. So of course I still have scars, as you can see. They're lightening, but if you notice, whenever you don't see a super dark scar on me, then you know there's no fresh scars. That is the telltale sign. So on my shoulder, light scars. So on the back, I have a few, like a couple dark scars on my back, which should kind of give away what I've been doing. Can you see? Like on my shoulder and stuff, I have a couple. And then on this side, I do have one like strong dark one. That was one I messed with. My back is probably like my worst spot right now. I haven't been as actively trying to like lighten the scars in the middle of my back, just mainly on my shoulders and my chest, which as you can see, they are lightening and there's no dark ones. So I haven't been that bad. My face, I have makeup on because I came from work, so you can't really see as bad. I do have a few dark spots on my face, which we'll get into, but I feel like my face, even then, I haven't really been picking at it as much, and I also haven't had as bad of breakouts as much, which brings me into the products that I've been using, which are doing really freaking well. Like, I don't know. So we'll do the body wash. So I only use one brand of body wash, and I've been using them for, oh, ouch. I've been using the same brand for a while, and it's the Native. I've been using them for a minute, and I've switched between like scents and stuff, and I always thought like because there's like fragrance in it that would be bothersome for me, but realistically I haven't had much problems with using just this wash. Like I haven't felt any irritations because of it. And I think it kind of helps the lotion that I'm using afterward, because the lotion I'm using afterward doesn't have fragrance, I believe. So I found the chemistry. This is the chemistry. So what I use is I use the Native body wash, and then I use the Sukin. First of all, this brand, I want to personally DM this brand to tell them that I am so grateful that they exist, because everything I've used from this brand has been just a godsend. I have had no issues, and I am so grateful for them. And they're random. I don't even know where they came from. I just kind of found them in the grocery store one day and was like, oh yeah. So this is a Sukin Hydrating Body Lotion. So this is what I use. I don't know if it's focusing or not. Yeah. So this is the Sukin Hydrating Body Lotion. Lovely. I was editing the video and realized a good portion of it was blurry because it had zoomed in on one of my products and then never zoomed back in on my face, or focused on my face. So I hate redoing things. Oh, it's so awkward. It's so awkward redoing things, but whatever. We're here. So where I left off at, where it cut me off so rudely, or it just didn't focus on me. Hold on, let me try to reposition my hair. Where I left off is talking about the Hydrating Body Lotion from Sukin. I love that lotion, and I think I already talked about how I literally want to message Sukin. I think I already said that I want to message Sukin and let them know that they made an awesome product, because I haven't found anything that is as great as the product lines I've used from them where I haven't had any problems. I switched to this type of lotion because what I've been using for years, and I mean years, is shea butter. And although I love shea butter, and it is as like natural as it can get, I just think it was so heavy on my skin, and it was contributing to breakouts, because one, I would be wearing it in the heat of the summer, 110 degree weather. I'm sweating or oily, and then I'm putting shea butter on top of that, which shea butter is kind of oily in itself. I felt like it was causing dirt buildup on my body, like oil buildup on my body, and then I would be breaking out as a result. So I had to kind of cut back on the shea butter after realizing that it was having that type of effect on my body, which made me sad because I loved it, but no. And what's even great about this Sukin product is I actually use it as a face wash, a face moisturizer now. I was using Desert Essence, which I don't have the actual bottle of or glass or jar of because I finished it and threw it out. But I was using Desert Essence Revitalizing Moisture Oil or something like that. I was using that for a very long time and I was like, maybe I should give it a rest. And when I went to the store and couldn't find it this last time I went looking for it, I was like, okay, for sure, give it a rest and then circle back. So I ended up using this on my face one day because I ran out of that and I was like, I need something on my face. And I used it and was like, oh, wait a minute. This does what needs. I like Sukin. It does what needs to be done. This is not even a sponsored video. I'm just telling you, like, I love me some Sukin. So, and I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But it works as a moisturizer. It is, and my face is normal to oily, definitely on the oilier side in the summer time. And then right now it's more normal. So it works perfectly right now. And sometimes I kind of layer it a little bit just to get a little bit more moisturizer, but other than that, like it's pretty good. So that's what I use for like my face and my body, which is crazy. I'm a one-stop shop. Who would have thought? My facial wash is the Sukin brand as well because your girl loves them, and it's the foaming facial cleanser. This is the one product I have not switched up on and I won't switch up on. I'm sorry, unless I find something else that is this magnificent, I will not be switching up on this product because it gets my makeup off. I don't feel like irritation after, I feel clean after, like it's perfect. And then usually after I use these two products together, which I hope I think I have that part in the video. But this is like my creme de la creme, so yeah. And then I use the Dermatillomania Balm powder. So in terms of makeup, I'm trying to trickle down. I use concealer right now as makeup because foundation is just so thick and heavy to me. And concealer, I only put like a couple dots here, and then just spread it out. And I feel like it gives me the coverage and it's not heavy as foundation. So I use concealer right now, but I was like, okay, what is my next step down from that? And I was on TikTok and the TikTok girls get you going. They were talking about this yummy balm powder. And I will say I enjoy it. Now, the only reason I don't consistently use it right now is even though it provides that even tone and coverage, I have really dark spots on some parts of my face where this doesn't necessarily cover that. On the other parts, it blends beautifully, but I just still have really dark spots that it doesn't cover. And sometimes like it's just a hassle to put on because I have those dark spots. I have to kind of layer that balm powder to even try to cover them. So when I'm in a rush, trying to go to work and stuff, as of right now, I use the concealer, which I do. But like on days off, let's just say I'm going to like hang out with friends or something, I'm using the balm powder. And I don't care if there's a little bit peeking through, like it's fine. And my goal is to lighten the scars on my face and then consistently use the Dermatillomania Yummy Balm Powder because I do think this is a great product. It's very lightweight. I really didn't feel it as like throughout the day. I wasn't like, oh, my makeup. Like I forgot I was wearing makeup, literally. And then in terms of taking that makeup off. So I've always been a Neutrogena advocate. Like that has been my staple. That has been like in my life since I started wearing makeup. I don't think I've ever really used anything outside of that except Burt's Bees makeup wipes for a little bit, but it's always been Neutrogena. However, there's all this talk about Neutrogena wipes right now, which we ain't gonna get into. But aside from that, I was kind of feeling like over the years, I don't know if the products changed, but I remember using Neutrogena makeup wipes and my makeup being gone, like off the face. I don't really see that now. Like now I still feel like it's like kind of like left residue. And then even after I wash my face with my cleanser, which I love my cleanser, I'm still having to use my like cotton pads to get the excess makeup off on top of that. And I'm like, okay. So I went to Ulta recently. Shout out to the Ulta girl that like suggested this product for me, but I went to her and she's the one that was like, no, you need this. So it's this e.l.f. Let me see if it's focused. She back focused on me. So it's the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. I'll tell you the few reasons why I love this product. One is because I have to actually go in and massage the makeup off my face. It makes me put more care and thought into the removal of my makeup, because I'm already having to do extra work. So I'm like, well, might as well do it great, you know, versus like the wipe is like, oh, okay, like I just want off my face, bye. But I remember even drinking like a few weeks ago and using this to take it off, and I'm like, you know, tired and want to go to sleep because I, you know, had drinks, and I'm like, I still took my time and massaged everywhere and made sure I got every little corner. Like it's almost like a little therapy moment for myself. So massaging that, you know, all the way through, and then what you're supposed to do is either use like a damp like cloth or use like just water and like wipe it off as you go. How I do it is once I get it all the way lathered, like I get all of the makeup to kind of loosen up and melt, I just take my cleanser on top of it and then just like wash down. And then I'll use my cleanser twice. I'll use my cleanser to get the makeup off with this, and then I'll use my cleanser to actually just cleanse my face. And I feel like this is the most clean my face gets. Like once I'm done with those two products, there's not much left on my face. Like when I go to use my wipe, because I then use cotton swabs, like these little exfoliating cotton swabs with witch hazel. This is what I use for toner. So I use these two together after I'm done like washing off all my makeup and everything, or just washing my face in general. But usually when I get to this part with the Neutrogena, I'm having to like use multiple pads because I have makeup still like lining my face or on my chin or on my like neck. But I've noticed with these combos with the Sukin and the e.l.f. brand, I'm not having that problem. Like once I go to use the wipes, it's barely anything left. So I was like, oh, I think I found my concoction. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So the time, like the period of time I'm in right now is mainly just being nicer to myself. So I don't really beat myself up as much about like the fact that I do it. I'm just kind of like, I know I do it. I've been a lot more intentional about not doing it. So when I do catch a moment where I like start messing with something, I have been pretty good, like better than I've ever been about just like pulling my hand back down and being like, no, absolutely not. Or if I find myself messing with one, I'm not like making my way to another. I'm like, okay, I messed with that one. Okay, like you're done. Especially if like I kind of like caught myself late, because sometimes you're doing it subconsciously, like you're not even realizing you're doing it. And I won't realize until I like pick the actual like scab or whatever, and then I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's it. So I've been a lot more intentional, but of course it's still a marathon. I really am like, the goal I'm at right now is seeing my skin clear, seeing these gone. Okay, and so in terms of lightening, so what I've been doing to lighten the scars, this Discoloration Correcting Body Treatment by Good Molecules. Now I can't vouch for this just yet because it takes a while. Hold on, let me see if I can. I can't say that it has lightened my scars or anything because I'm still new to it. I've been using this product for about a month, I would say, maybe a little over a month, but definitely not long enough to be like, oh my gosh, my scars are gone. Like I'm giving it to the end of this year. So by the end of this year, if I don't see some type of results, then I'll probably try to go another route. But for the most part, I'm weighing it out. The upside is that I haven't had any issues with it. There has been other like discoloration or body correcting products I've used in the past that I feel like did cause irritation, which I haven't had any irritation with this product thus far. And I will say that if you have any open like cuts or anything like that, or scars or scabs or whatever, it does burn. Just a heads up. But my psychology and the way I work is it motivates me to not pick a little bit, because then I don't want to put it on top of those areas because then it burns. So then I'm like, okay, well, don't pick so you can put it on that area. So that's kind of what it's been working in my favor, but it's still very new. I can't say that it's the solve until I am a few more months in. So I think by the end of the year, I'll have a better idea and I can maybe update you guys on that. And then in terms of like how I've been and like with my confidence and everything, I am still covering myself up. And I know I was preaching in one of my other videos about like embracing. Girl, I go through waves. And the wave I'm at right now is covering. Like, I just went to a trip to Florida and we went we went on this little boat. I specifically bought a cover up that covered my arms and my back. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, my sister and her friend like took, you know, they're in their full bathing suits. Well, my friend actually kept hers on, but my sister's like in her bathing suit, you know, and I wanted to kind of be like that too. And it's not like they're judging me, but it's just my own subconscious mind, you know? And I'm mad at myself for that, because it's like, embrace it. It's not a big deal, but like, don't follow my footsteps if you're watching this. Definitely embrace it. You do not want to look back at this time and be like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I sit there and cover myself up all this time? Especially because you're probably noticing a lot more than someone else. Like, that's not the first thing that someone's seeing when they look at you, more than likely. And it's also not necessarily changing their opinions on you. Like I said in my old video, like, I remember the first day I went with my shoulders out, and some guy was like, you are so beautiful, you're so pretty. And I was like, you don't see all this, you know? So definitely don't follow in my footsteps. I go through waves and I really am trying to get out of that. But the goal is just to get rid of these darn scars so they don't freaking rule me, you know? Like, that's the goal, is to like get to a clear skin, or at least really, really light scars, to where I can wear the things and not have to have these whole thought processes. What word was that? Not have these whole thought processes with them, you know? Like, that's where I want to get to. So yeah, don't follow my footsteps. Definitely embrace it, definitely wear it. And if there's anything I haven't covered in this video, definitely let me know. I can show you the products I was prescribed by the doctor. In that case, if you know about these products, maybe you can verse me on them, but I personally haven't really used them. So they gave me adapalene and benzoyl peroxide. Make sure I'm focused, because if I have to redo this again, I'm gonna cry. Adapalene and benzoyl peroxide is one of the products they gave me. And then they gave me Retin-A, whatever that means. It's supposed to be like a topical cream. So one of them is supposed to, this is the cream. So one of them is supposed to lighten scars, and one of them is supposed to, like, I guess, help with irritation or something like that. But I personally I can't, like, they just sound really aggressive, and I told you my proactive story, so I'm like, nothing yet. So with that being said, that is my update for now. It is getting better, and I am so hopeful that this time next year we are having a very different conversation. That is my goal. This time next year it's supposed to be like, yo, you would not believe. But I definitely recommend therapy if you have the opportunity or the chance, or to take advantage of therapy. Definitely do it. If you're suffering with the same thing I'm suffering with, because I do feel like it was helpful in the time frame that I've used it. And I do think it aided in, kind of like leading me in the right direction. Now, you might even cross a therapist that's a little bit more versed on it and might have even more tips, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of giving you my own experience, but I'm no expert. So definitely take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere, y'all. Like, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. Mark my words. I don't really plan for these videos when I do them. Like, I just do them because I want it to be like a real moment. Like, we're sitting here talking, we're on FaceTime. You're asking me, girl, what's going on with your dermatillomania? And I'm like, girl, let me tell you. So, or guy. So here we are. And I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next video. If there's anything I have forgotten or you have questions about, definitely ask me below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, see y'all.